What's up, music fans of the internet? I'm Kevin,
I'm Derek.
and together we are last week's album, where we're bringing you two opinions on the best new music. And in this episode, we're talking about Archive Series Volume Number 1 by Iron and Wine, and exploring the big question: do these rarities add anything to Sam Beam's overall repertoire? But before we get into all the nitty-gritty, let's start like we always do, drinking a beer. Cheers, Derek, and everyone at home.
Cheers, Kevin. Everyone at home.
And we'll start with a little background on this album. These tracks were recorded in Sam Beam's living room while he worked a day job teaching cinema in Florida. Legend has it that his whispered style was sort of born out of necessity. He didn't want to wake his children sleeping in the next room. And these are 4-track demos. Most of them became The Creek Drink the Cradle, his breakthrough debut album. These, however, were set aside and didn't make the album, and now they've been released thanks to Sam Beam and Sub Pop, I'm guessing. Let's talk about what it sounds like. Derek, what do you think?
Kevin, I think Archive Series Volume Number 1 sounds like that guy who played such great heights on the Garden State soundtrack before his career went on to, well, such great heights.
Nice. I think it sounds like Sam Beam wading back into the creek that started it all to soak in more of its pure, earthy elements. So let's talk about some key tracks. Derek, what'd you pick?
I'm going with Quarters in a Pocket.
Quarters in a Pocket, right on. I believe that's number 9. I'm going to go with number 6, which is called Judgement. So I'll start things off here. Judgement starts off with this sort of jumpy bass guitar line, a driving beat formed by his picking and actually hitting the guitar. Sort of his hallmark whispered vocals with a little bit of backing vocals. I think there's a female involved. There's some sparse banjo and falsetto coups, adding just enough variety. And at the end, he sort of revs on into this sort of meditative state for an extended outro. The message here is you cannot escape judgment. It'll always find you. And if you're familiar with Sam Beam's early style as Iron and Wine, which was pretty slow and sleepy, you might dig this one. It's a little bit more up-tempo, especially compared to the rest of the tracks here on this album. Derek, why'd you pick Quarters in a Pocket?
A lot of reasons to go with this one. Kind of an upbeat acoustic guitar riff. Again, as you said, it might be kind of the more familiar, sleepy-esque riffs if you're familiar with his stuff. But a banjo picks up later and really, rises to prominence. And towards the end of the song, really dominates over the guitar line, which I thought was completely different from any of the earlier issued release stuff. Much more layered vocals later on as the song goes, not just kind of ambiance ooze or anything like that, but different vocal lines. Overall, I thought this had a much larger ebb and flow instrumentally than was ever present on any of the earlier releases. So that was something that really kind of captured me. The lyrics, I thought, kind of similar to some of the earlier release stuff. Really sharing kind of intimate moments, I imagine, between he and his wife. But then at the same time, a lot of just really cool imagery. At one point, he says, "Take it off your chest and throw your loneliness in a surly river, cold and wild." So it really kind of invites everyone to take their problems and deal with it.
Take your problems and deal with it.
Does it much more poetically than I do, but
No, I like that. Let's talk about best lyrics. Speaking of phrasing things, what did you pick, Derek?
I'm taking one from Sing Songbird, and this is a little longer, so I apologize ahead of time, but here it is. Warn the boys about the dinner room. They try to woo 'em all with a cheap perfume. Son, don't sweat the souls, they'll get a call. Warn the girls about the dinner stars. They try to woo 'em with all the cheap guitars. Oh, Lord, give me the strength to shake you off. I just liked a lot of the rhymes there, a lot of the imagery, and just that really ended the song right there, and just had me kind of keep going back and be like, I just wanted to hear the entire thing, because it's really delivered as one phrase.
Nice. I'm going to go with a lyric from the song Quarters in a Pocket, which Derek chose as his key track. The line here goes, "I've come to find comfort comes like quarters in a pocket, discovered accidentally." Just such a great analogy there, so simple and direct. And amidst his mostly sort of descriptive lyrics, this is sort of a rare gem of solid wisdom, where he kind of spells it out for you more than he normally would. And I appreciate that in this line. So, big question, overall rating, Derek, and what, if anything, do these unreleased tracks add to his overall repertoire?
Kevin, for an overall rating, I'm giving it a 4 out of 5. Although I think the more I talk about it, it's going to sound like a 5 out of 5. But I don't really know what to do on, reissues type thing. Do I weight it differently? I don't know. Overall, do I think it really adds anything? I tend to say no, but only because I appreciate everything he's done previously. If anything, I think it just really shines new light on kind of what was there previously. I just really enjoyed it all. Obviously I've been an Iron and Wine fan for quite a while, and so to kind of hear this stuff, it was, it still seemed fresh to me. I really loved the lyrics. I think you described that very well. There are some little bits of wisdom. So, if anything, maybe you get more insight into Sam Beam as a person potentially. But overall, I don't know if it necessarily adds to his overall repertoire so much as just really further cements him as just being a fantastic folk musician.
Well put, well put. I'm going to give this an overall rating of 3. I struggled with the same question as you, Derek. How do you rate a release of old tracks? None of this was intended to be released as an album. However, that's how they put it out and released it. So I hesitate to rate it too high because of that. It doesn't feel like a fully formed work. It's more of a curated mix. But at the same time, really great stuff. Some subtle accompaniments with banjo, female vocals, cello, mandolin. A return to the lyrical details that made his early work so personal and relatable, and something simultaneously soothing and piercing about his first forays. Do these add anything new to his catalog? No. Do they add anything vital? I say yes. I think it serves as a really good reminder of how great he was right from the start and how far he's come as an artist. So definitely worth listening to. Definitely at this stage in his career, it's a really good reflection back on where he came from. So there you have it. A 3 out of 5 for myself, a 4 out of 5 from Derek. That's a 7 out of 10 here for Archive Series Volume Number 1 by Iron and Wine, and we both agree that they don't add anything new, but you should definitely listen to it. So take a listen, and we'd love to hear what you guys think. As always, I'm Kevin.
I'm Derek.
And don't forget to subscribe to us here at Last Week's Album. We're bringing you 2 opinions on the best new music. See you next time, guys.